Good morning. Hopefully the music's not too loud or whatever. So I've updated my notes here. I didn't really work on anything since last time. I've gone through some of the rocks, and I think I want to... What I realized about the rocks... Actually, what I've been doing is studying material stuff. So I've been like, hey, good morning. I've been kind of trying to learn up in the fields that I'm not yet as good at, in addition to getting better at various things. Oh, and I'm going to the Unreal Academy thing in Raleigh at their headquarters, near their headquarters. So that's cool. I'm excited for that. It's 2 days. There's a whole thing about media. It's only $100 for a ticket. For the whole class or whatever, the whole 2 days, and there's a party, so I'll be there. I'll be so partied. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, they start drinking right away. Apparently, you land and they're like, "Here's happy hour and your pass." I'm just joking, but it is true. That is a fact. So I'm in the blueprints folder. I don't know why. I want to look at my rocks. Show you what I've done. So these buggers, for example, notice how quickly that loaded? I've changed the minimum LOD all the way up to 1, because 0 and 1 are like thousands of polygons, but if I do that, it's actually quite performant. So I think I'm going to try loading some of these rocks, and I had started going through, I've basically optimized all the ones that I want to use. I also, you can go into the textures. And did I do it on this one? See, this is 2048. That's not too bad. But for the ones that's 4K, so you have the model here, and then the texture. That's really all there is to an item. So you go to these textures that are in here, and you can see I changed the maximum texture size to 2048. It was 4K. Imported 8,000. It's an 8K texture. So... that's part of why those take so long and whatnot. I'm not sure if I want to keep these. They're like too ugly. Maybe if I shrink them and turn them into like smaller rocks. But then it's like, what is that? What is that even? Right? So look at the depth field shadows. You know what? That's another thing about depth field. I got my notes over there. The ones that use mesh distance fields shadows. I think maybe I can use both simultaneously, and maybe one will override the other. I gotta work on the map anyway, so let's just load her up. Oh, static mesh is selected. I found this channel I've been listening to occasionally. They're the ones that do the 60s, 70s Asian funk, which was cool, but they have a bunch of channels. Like, this is French surf rock. Like, what? There's some cool shit here. So, these are different people. Let me go to this guy real quick. Just show it real quick. Look at some of this stuff. Japanese pop beat and bossa nova, Dutch groove. It's very cool stuff, so that's what I'm going to be listening to from now on. Morning, WR. What's up? Do you prefer if I call you WR or your actual name? Because I assume the WR is for some sort of professional, having a good time here. But now that I know you on Facebook, I feel like actually calling you WR. Okay, yes. That's what I thought. Keep it professional. Stuff is really good. So I'm going to see if I can get the depth field God, let me just pull up my note here. What are they called? Just spilled business cards everywhere. Ray trace distance field shadows. I don't know why I keep saying depth. That's because I use mesh. Whatever. So I got my directional light. Pink. So. Oh, yeah, the range between dynamic shadows and this distance. Okay, so it doesn't really. The ships are awesome, my friend. Let's check it out real quick. I'll jump onto them and stuff. Oops, I do want that up here. No, the assets themselves I mostly get from the marketplace. There are a few that I'm making, like I'm designing the characters and monsters and stuff using MakeHuman, and I have to do the clothes myself to match them, so I've done the clothes myself. Every feature of this is really well modeled with the collision model, so I can actually jump up onto all the little bits here, even like the individual handles of this thing, although I'd have to take it apart in Blender. You see that? Like, he's going in between the handles and then up on the next handle. Like, the collision on this is incredible, so I should be able to, like, I guess take that apart and make a blueprint for turning animations or whatever. It should be easy enough to make it go, because I'm making it float already. It looks really cool in the fog, too. Like, hold on, get a good angle here. Oh, the fog's gone because it's daylight now. So I put the LPV ambient light back on. As you can see, the shadows aren't pitch black. They're still really dark, though. I kind of like that. So it's not as, like... Let's see where we're at. Yikes. Wait, I kind of want to see if I can... Oh, I don't have any models to build. But I could probably build underwater, the way my system's working. I think it would work. I'm kind of curious why it's so slow right now. Oh, it is using the high-res model. Okay, cool. Okay, so if I just play again... That's a relief. There we go. 60, 50 FPS. Same area. So I was trying to make an option for that. I'm really tempted to work on making the swimming up animation adjust the direction. It's just work. It's math. I don't feel like doing that. I feel like doing stuff that I know how to do. Just, not that I don't have to think about. I don't want to think, I just want to do right now. I just want to do some basic labor, you know, when my mind is off. And basically that's going to be like adding rocks to the map. So, make it a little bit better view here. As you can see, I have some basic boulders. Where are, yeah, boulders. Here we go. Blender is very steep. I never have enough time for it. Dude, there's so many weird key bindings. I kind of feel like you have to look up every single thing you want to do every time you want to do it, and eventually you use it enough, you remember. And just being aware of what you can do. Like, my tool usage is very limited. I know, like, 3 tools, maybe, you know? So I know how to, like, splice and... or slice and, you know, subdivide and move the vertices around, and, you know, basically, I made the clothing. I mean, I can do stuff. I use the cloth simulator in Blender, but at the same time, I know like nothing about it, and so I am excited to just go in there and be like that. Whenever, like, I need boots, for example, boots and gloves and stuff like that, like, because they have to fit the characters. That's not something I can just get on the marketplace. So when I get around to making boots, it's gonna and gloves, it's gonna be very, intensive studying of Blender, and I'll stream it, and I'll show what I learn. So, if we get to, I want to do this quickly without jumping around to like 5 different blueprints to find it, but I think I'll go to here, go to here. This is the grass types for photos. Here we go. So here's our rock, basic rock. So if I go here and do rocks again, I want to add these to the other one. So you know what I'm gonna do? I want to find it in the browser, and or maybe I don't even need to do that. I can just, yeah, because now I want this to show. I got 2 browser windows. And then, wait, no, I'll do it here. Okay, and then I can do find browser here. No, one here. Whatever. I have one for each. So I want the other landscape, technically. First, let's do the volcanic one. There's nothing over there. This is the fastest I can go. That's not hard at all. All you need is to separate the size of the boots from the leg and make... Oh yeah, that's how I did the leggings basically. But I would like to sculpt, like do sculpting and make like, you know, the sole of the shoe and stuff like that. It's basically, it's a little more intensive than just doing expanding the... Like for example, I tried to do expanding the shirts, like to get tight shirts, but then I was like, oh, there's a nipple. So I had to, like, I spent a while trying to learn how to edit out the nipple, and eventually just ended up making a different kind of outer shirt in general. I didn't quite get there. So there's a lot more work to it than that, but you're right, it is that simple to do stuff like leggings, or like a glove, a simple glove. Like just a simple glove. What's this?
Leave the app.
I refuse.
Not your music. Listen anywhere, anytime.
I reject your authority. So I didn't even need to fly over here, technically. I just wanted to look at it, though. So this one's layer plains. No, I want the grass node there. Nordic mountains. So I can just change this last one. Oh, it doesn't have one on here. I thought I did both continents. Or archipelago grass. 1 second. Hey, I'm back. So, I apparently never put it on the Nordic mountain, so I'm just gonna copy that one and add an array element here. And good morning, all you new viewers who hopped on while I was AFK. I should go AFK more often. So I've just pasted the contents of that other one, and now I'm gonna change the rock here. We're gonna go with volcanic 1. And I'm not sure about the sizes. I think it's gonna have to come down a lot because it's pretty big. So it's building the mesh grass maps. Let's see if it came up this time. Or last time I was trying to get this to load in when it was a super high res model. It just didn't want to at all. So I'm hoping now that it's not super high res model. Also, this might be. I know why I didn't put it here. This is. Duh. Alright, let's just. Whatever. It can stay there. Copy it. We're gonna go to. I think it's snow. Snow 2. Nordic grass only. I think it's snow 2. So we shall addeth the grasseth. How's the volume and stuff? Is my mic too loud? It looks like it's really, like, clipping up there. I don't want to scare people off with my veracities. What's a veracity, you might ask? I don't know, I just used it by impulse. Maybe that's veracic. Save that? Oh, here we are. Yes. Okay, let's slow down the camera speed a bit here. It looks red. Oh, that's flower. Okay, cool. That's perfect. I can make it a little bigger because it doesn't really stand out from the grass as much. Well, let's just check a couple because maybe that's a small one. Batman. Batman. You're listening to some French surf music, by the way. It's good stuff. It's a great channel they found. Why did I copy a parentheses? When did that happen? Let me become a bit bigger. Maybe they don't really need to be much smaller. Maybe it's just the appearance, the illusion of largeness from the mesh. I don't have it open right now. The illusion of largeness, but really it's not as big. I thought it was huge for some reason. It's really quite normal sized. In fact, I think I'll just keep this other bugger. Where is it? Okay. 1.25 even. I mean, it doesn't seem ridiculous at all. I don't know why I thought they were big. So we can actually put the varieties in here too. So I think I will make it. 0.1 is the density, is how frequent it is. So there's a nicer, bigger one. Yeah, that looks cool. Q. Make these less frequent. Maybe I'll make some of them smaller. But let's go with like 0.01. We'll copy these variables. We'll add the other rest. I'll go to the bottom and expand. Paste. And we'll make the machine. When I was in France the first time, I said, excusez-moi, well, and immediately the guy was just like, whoa, just speak English, dude. And I was like, oh, sorry, and I never studied French again. Just kidding. Where am I? I feel like you can see under this rock. Yeah. I need to push them down a bit. You're really great, man. Okay. See that this placement jitter, start comp, this is what I want. Align service. Isn't there a way to lower it? I don't know. I was hoping I could, because the grasses could be lowered too. That would be nice. Scale. Oh, is this? If the default, see, this is what I set on the static mesh, will be used instead. So, I guess it doesn't have an offset like the trees do. Thank you, by the way. Appreciate it. The rock for now. Don't forget to join us on the Discord. Okay, I said I was gonna put the other types in here. Here's one, here's two. So let's check it out. I don't know if I'm gonna note a difference between them. Let's put the other types in, because there's like 4 of them. Doop, doop. Oh, we got a paste. And we got 3. Paste. Yeah, 4 is the last one. Unless we want to put the laser pointer mesh in there. I don't know. I already used World Machine for map generation, so I didn't really do any shopping around, to be honest. It just looked awesome, and I was like, yes. Enough rocks in general, and now they have... Oh. The rotation isn't good for these. See, but I can't just, like, edit the mesh, or maybe I can make it two-sided? So let me, let's see. Fill in empty side of mesh. Really? Mesh. Solid. Texture. Invisible part of mesh. Let's face some certain angles. Here we go. This is the good stuff.
Leave the app. Not your music.
Tutorials.
Listen anywhere,
too. Yeah.
anytime.
So World Machine does a lot of cool stuff with making, like, realistic mountains and blending together different environments. So I have like 3 different environments here, 4 different environments here. There's the 4th that's over there. So this mountain, this area, and that area are all different types of ground. You see different shapes and stuff. And then they blend together naturally. So, yeah, we really dig that. It's like zones, like seamless zones, basically. Re-import the model, I could do that. I could copy and flip it around. I could just do that. Is it worth the effort right now? In my brain state? I don't think so. That's a project for a future day. I'll make a note of it so I can remember it someday. These are like... So what we're gonna do is the rotation. I can do scaling, but I can't snap the rotation. Why is it going completely sideways? Is it because it's aligned to the landscape? Weirdly. It was just one of them. Let's see if I can find it again. This one. It's pretty obvious from a distance. I'm really nitpicky about all that kind of stuff, but I guess I could just leave it for now. Ready Player One is actually kind of very similar to my movie idea. I'm actually happy it's out there because it grounds my movie in the collective conscious a lot more. People are familiar with the concepts of the holographic universe and stuff. And I learned all this stuff by watching YouTube videos. There's a playlist on my channel. If you go to my front page on my YouTube channel here, I have shared the playlist that I learned from here. Massive UE4 tutorial playlist. It was put together by Famatrisatron1313 and has mostly videos by Unreal Engine, all in a really nice order, but also some from like other people, and it's just literally every department, if you will, of Unreal Engine, so you can pick which department. Like here's the physics asset region area, and here's the animation retargeting tool, and here's paper 2D, and here's... Then they do various, like, making different game types from scratch. And there's some others hosted by, here, like Virtus Learning Hub. I added a bunch of theirs here, too. So, this is a really, really good place to start right here. Just teaches you all about the like, from Unreal Engine, like, the step 1, step 2. And by the time you're done with this, you've actually made a level, like, by the 10th, 13th video here. And you start doing interactive stuff with blueprints, with lighting, like a light switch. So by here, you've got like an interactive environment. So, yeah, on my front page, on my channel, scroll down to Massive UE4 tutorial playlist. I'll leave the meshes kind of semi-ugly for now. Maybe should they be rarer, the rocks? I kind of see a lot of them. They're like, it's kind of like obvious. Let's go with... You're welcome. And it's really cool because Unreal Engine's free. You only have to pay them 5% of anything that you make over $3,000. So I mean, if, like, I'm sure there are people that exploit that deal and sell their games, make a couple $1,000s, then take it off the market. I'm sure that happens. I think it's not a good thing. They probably should have some measure of preventing that, but technically, that's their deal. Like, if you don't make more than $3,000 with your game, then you don't owe them anything. If you make something for educational purposes, it's 100% free. Like what? It's so cool. And I heard that, I just dived right in. Like, I was watching YouTube videos of people messing with levels in, like, doing what I'm doing, basically, and just looked like... Playing with the settings looked like basically the same as making a character in, as I was doing at the moment, in Black Desert Online, and I was just like, this looks like more fun than playing Black Desert Online. I'll make my own MMO. So I guess I'm done with the volcanic rocks, and they look good, and that's good. Let's save that real quick, and then I'll add different rocks to another region, give them all different. And I think I'm gonna have to make my own rock types at some point, although those Necro rock boxes look really good, and if I reduce the quality on them, because I want like red rocks for the Ireland area, quote-unquote Ireland area, you know, I like that bright, vivid green with some nice red rocks. That would look cool. And like some sandstone for the desert, maybe. That would be good.
It was rumored that toward the end of the war, Allied forces let German squads
can add these variations. Let's do that first. It's a medium boulder. I made a lower poly version of it. I don't have that shit open anymore. I closed it. Right, okay. Landscape material. The grass node of the other landscape. Okay, I can just select it here. I don't need to fly over there. Definitely have to watch Ready Player One movie, and one day I'll work with you for VR reality game. At first I have to go through your playlist. Bye. Thanks. Pardon me. Yeah, actually I am really excited about VR. Like, holy shit, level design in VR in Unreal Engine looks amazing. I just don't have a headset or anything. And technically, to plug it in VR, all you have to do is like a couple of nodes, and just basically to enable the input, and then design your game around that concept. I mean, obviously, but if you're talking about like an MMO, just stick the camera on the first-person character and make sure you have enough controls, make an intuitive movement system that doesn't make people sick. I think you're good to go. So, the plains, foothills, let's do this one first. So I shall copy. A lot of things are getting easier to make, making things open source or free is actually the only way we'll go. Totally, and Epic is on that boat. Like, that's what happens. Here's this thing, that's what happened in the film industry, but there was nobody on the boat. That's what happened in the music industry, but there was nobody on the boat. You know, like Napster, or, you know, like, who's taking advantage of all the people with 5D cameras out there? Like, I was able to put a movie on Amazon Prime, but that's, like, the rarest case, you know? Let's open this up, make sure I did my LOD into it. Yeah, I did, my LOD one. So, I'm going to add a couple of rock types onto this, so I'm going to lower these a bit. I think I have other rock types. I have at least one more. Oh no, that's right, I took out the word low poly, I just renamed it 2. 1 and 2. So what have I got over here that I was looking at? I guess the large ones? But they're large. A rock medium variation C from the docks. That's similar. Maybe a little bit different. It's got like lines on it. It's kind of cool. I LED'd this one already too. LED'd. Yeah, like Napster happened and nobody was there to... Like Napster took advantage of it and then corporate people squashed it. People got 5D 3s for film and there was nothing to squash people. I mean, you've got YouTube. You got YouTube stars, so I guess that's the thing. YouTube is the example of how the film industry has changed. Like, you don't see films on YouTube, but you see just the visual media. Like TV. Let's say TV is changed by that. And video games are the future. I mean, that's the next medium, in my opinion. Walk medium var B. This is a sick guitar line. Let's check this out. Low frames. I wonder if it's because of all the different rocks. Because I have that landscape selected? A little bit. That might have been it. So you've got like the evolution of media is like the oral tradition, you know, spoken word, oral legends like Gilgamesh, Beowulf, and then they get written down. You've got writing, right? And then printed press is the next evolution of media. That's like the first like mass published media. Like, I mean, writing is mass published, but in a different way. So then you go from the printed press to, you know, radio, to TV, to the internet, and video games. So that's where we're up to. That's the current state of affairs, and people are still stuck on the old jazz, like, you know, and they're the companies in video games are much more in tune with the new way that things work. And, you know, so here we've got some, did I just move something? I was just clicking on actors, okay. Let's make sure I didn't, like, shift my landscape down by accident. I feel like the rocks aren't frequent enough over here. I only see one of them. Or are these two different rock types? Oh yeah, they're totally different. Maybe they could be more often? I mean, you can see one every time you see another, so I guess that's decent. It's not too often. You get some variety in it. Ooh, there's the LOD. One day when I go into optimizing, I'm going to try and make all the LODs blend together. Blend into each other, because I just hate pop-up. It's like the enemy. There's some really cool tips from Unreal Engine on how to make items that are called pop-in the way Fortnite does. I took a screenshot of their formula. I could maybe share it to my Discord at some point. It's on my phone. Actually, I can just do that right now. So anyone in the Discord, or anybody that wants to check that out, can join us on the Discord. Where's my phone? Okay, sorry. In the meantime, let's see what other rocks I have. I have this boulder 5A from the Kite demo. I haven't changed the LOD. So as you see on this, vertices isn't bad at all. 1600. That's like decent. But this is another rock that I have I can use. Looks really good actually. Let's check out the texture. 4K. So we're gonna do 2048 on this and see the difference. And this just changes the texture size. There's other ways to do this. You can do the MIP settings from the texture, but this is compression. Just, it's good for performance and the quality difference we shall see. Now apparently keeping the normal maps higher than the textures is an effective way to basically keep detail but lower the, or improve the performance, but I'm not quite ready to go through everything and try to do that. So just for now, let's check that out. You can tell it's not as crystal clear. It looked like incredibly crystal clear before, but I'm actually kind of happy with it. See, it's like, it's definitely blurry now. Whereas if we go back to this, let's see what happens if we just do the, keep the normal at 4K. Save it. I mean, I still see the detail on the ridgings, but that pixelization is pretty obvious though. I wonder if there's a quality setting I can do on it instead. Oh, that's just the way the texture looks. It has like a grid-like element to it. So I guess I'll just keep that. It doesn't really matter too much. So I'll keep some of these open to remember which ones I have left to input to the land. So I've used these. Down at the foothills. Here's my two landscapes. There's one boulder. Is there another one? I have that rock stacked. These two kind of look similar. They're like flat-ish. Those would be good in the same environment. I don't like the screes. I don't think it makes sense to show it real quick. It's like, what are you? And it looks really garish. Like, lots of contrast. It's just like really busy. Really bad for the eyes. So, did that one. That's a bush. This is a cave rock ceiling from the Soul Cave. AKA save. pretty freaking huge. I think I'll save this for making caves with. Same with some of these like cliff walls models. So cave rock. All of these are large. Flat, cave rock, flat. Maybe this one. It's rather flat. I think that's also more of a tool for level design. It's like a floor. Cave rock medium. That's cool. It has like nice lines on the edges. Looks super nice. Oh wow, we're listening to a totally different band right now. Our YouTube channel. That was really nice though. Might take a minute to find something good. Pop folk 60s Cambodia. Sounds nice. This is Cave Rock 2. Cave Rock 1. A little more definition, and the rocks look swirlier, busier. So some variety, some visible variety. Path. Do you know the way? I guess you put a bunch of them together and you can walk on top of them. So that's why it's called path. So again, that's a level design tool. Rock pillars. Pillar top. Rock small. Okay. So some size variety here. So that's 4 rocks. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4 from the caves. I also have stacked of this. So I feel like the cave rocks belong in one region, so that kind of has like maybe I'm gonna open up most of the rocks and pick which one from there, 'cause I don't have a strong feeling of which landscape deserves to show rocks yet. Stalactites, stalactites, level design stuff. The clusters I checked out, they're really level design stuff. Now, this is from the Infinity Blade effects. I'll check it out real quick. It doesn't even have the... This is an effects mesh. This is a mesh for effects. So... Entrance rock cliffs. These are huge. I opened that up before. So I'll skip these. These are level design stuff from the Soul Cliffs. Fire cliffs, cliff walls. So these again, level design stuff. Cliff walls, cliffs, fire deco, rock pile. It's a rock pile. Here we have this jagged rock. So the thing is, their vertices 294. Like they're really low poly. So, but they kind of, I mean, poly. They don't look too bad. Adds a nice variety. They're cool shapes and stuff. Maybe if I make them smaller. Basically, just have some super jagged. There's 6 varieties too, so that's like a whole region of rocks. Actually, even more dark elfy than the one I have in the dark elf area already. This is a commercial. Right in the middle of that song too. Brainstorm about. I can zoom back up a bit and see the 2 landscapes. It reminds me I wanted to do something about this. I don't know if I even need it. I want to playtest a bit without it, so just hidden in game, and I'll also turn off. I guess just the visibility here. Right. So you've got the coastal cliffs area, sort of like mainland Greece, and with mountains and stuff, like, you know, like the Mount of the Gods or something like that, if you will. The desert, a swampy forest, and foothills, grasslands. Then on this landscape we've got the archipelago cliffs region, sort of like islands of Greece. Finnish, sort of Norway, sort of northern mountains. Ireland kind of Irish, kind of mountains of like rolling, beautiful greenlands. And then like sort of an Asian, Japanese style, exotic, pinkish kind of land. So there's the different biomes to think about where these rocks go in. This is good music. I just want to see what this is. It's a pentagram platform. It's kind of cool, actually. I'll let you build that in this game. How about that? Just plop it down. Having all of these open at the same time might be a bit much. Looks like all of the fire fort meshes are coming up when I search for rock. Fire rock terrain. Only 200 vertices. Yeah, I wonder if it's like it might run out of memory just holding all these open. Why? I know there are some movies made by Japan that like tried to gentrify the invasion of China, which I didn't know about until someone pointed it out to me. So yeah, if it's something like that, I totally understand. I didn't know that at one time, but as far as I know, this isn't even, what is this? This is Cambodia. So I mean, yeah, there can be there's war going on at the time, so I don't know if this is protest music or what. Let's check it out. It's great though, like. Cambodia has some amazing places. If you ever seen this shit. Like, I wanted to film my movie Engrams there, but funny enough, this other movie did. Maybe it's clipping a bit. I am faded. Okay, this is like huge. Oh, it's a crab. It's waving. Same with this. This is huge. I don't think I want to use these. You can see the size on here. Approximate size 1500 compared to. I can just size like 400 almost. So yeah, those things were huge. Okay, I have a chest, treasure chest. Stumps, rock chunks, that's huge. Bunch of treasure chests. Stumps. Stumps might be cool in an area that doesn't have trees. I'm not sure if the texture. Check it out real quick. Everyone knows this song, right? Yeah, no. Apparently that's a New Jersey thing. To say yeah, no. Like, yeah, I agree, no. Maybe this one? I don't know about that one, but this one? Not too big. Lots of triangles, though. I can reduce this one. If we come in, you see the LODing take place. So it's 10,000 when you're close. And you zoom out, it's 2,000, 1,000. So, oof, this is beautiful. It's not that big. 300. So that's very high detail. So what we're going to do is change the LOD minimum. Look at that. Minimum LOD used for this gets to be overridden in components. So I'll just go to 1 first. We'll see that quality. We see 1,600. Thought it was up to like, it's up 5,000. I'm looking at triangles and vertices. Oh, okay, yeah, wait. 10,000 triangles. 2,000. I'll go with 2 here. So that's the best it'll look. And for an MMO or whatever, that's pretty freaking good, I think. So that's the quality that you can reduce the kite demo assets like that. And we'll go to the texture as well. There's only 2 textures to take care of here, so it's 4K. Well, it's applying it after I forgot to hit enter, so it's applying the compression, and then I'm tabbing over. Open up the normal map, do the same maximum texture size. So that's just compression. Simple as that. Oh, I closed all of them. Whatever. I remember in my mind. Just getting a sense. We've got those jagged ones. We've got the 2 flat ones. We've got the soul cave ones. God. I'm just gonna go through it all once, just so I know I don't like pick one that's, I don't miss one that's like, oh, that's gotta be there. So I'll just make sure I go through them, and I haven't seen any that's like, oh, that's gotta go there. It could be like those jagged rock ones maybe could replace or supplement the dark elf area, right? Or I guess they don't really make sense anywhere else because they're kind of just evil looking. You know, they're just dark elf things. And the volcanic rocks maybe could go elsewhere, but where else would you want black rocks? Dark elves are drawn there after the black rocks, so maybe I'll just add more rock types to their area. In the meantime, I've modified that one. Large plains boulder. It's loading.
Leave the app.
I thought my computer froze.
Listen anywhere, anytime.
I do want to make one that's more like Team Fortress Classic. Caps lock. It is taking its sweet time to load this mesh. I guess I've never popped it open before, so it has to do the whole so what is 3,000 kilobytes? That's my vertices, 7,000. It's not crazy much. The size isn't that big. Triangles, 13,000. Okay, so 13,000 triangles. It is a pretty large, highly detailed mesh, so I can see why it's taking its sweet time. We can brainstorm about Team Fortress style game. I know my favorite part has always been the spy versus engineer. Like, those are my two favorite classes. Look at this shit! Oh my god! Way too high quality, but it's sort of like a heroic rock. I could use it somewhere. Maybe make it really big. But it's like crazy detail. Let's see what happens with the LODs. Like, if we zoom out, you can see it. Vertices 400, triangles, 2,000, 800, 2,800. That's a lot still. 3,000 triangles. 840 is not many, but it's probably gonna look like shit. Go in here, 13,000. Well, let's try. One. This is the 2,800. I mean, it's pretty big. It's not that big, but I don't think I could throw this all over the landscapes. Like wherever. Just got messaged on Reddit as usual. Somebody arguing about my valid opinion. Looks like one of the mesh surfaces got culled right here or something. Or it's just very flat. I mean, this isn't too bad. This is 800 triangles. I could throw this all over the place, but yeah, there's some crap like that that's just like, what the fuck. That's an actual LOD actually. That's like what this looks like from this far away. This is the kite demo assets actual LOD. That's how it works, you know, when you only see it that far away, it's fine. But I don't know, maybe I could just keep this as a super high detailed mesh and just use it as level design. Got the lava flow. 15,000 triangles, yeah. These lava flow ones, I don't know if they're... I want to take a look. But I think they are legit like lava flow. That's more like level design stuff. That's not something I want to just throw around. Merged mesh cave, that looks huge. Path single? I just want to check this out. It's the Soul Cave assets. What? I'm confused. Why is it empty on the inside like that? I guess it's for putting a ring of stone that you can't see from above or below. What the fuck? So just like a rocks in a distance. If you have explanations of the action of a movement running around holding a realistic weapon such as Rainbow Six. Yeah. Let's see. No, wait. So I'll show you what the crossbow looks like held. Although it doesn't have a like an aiming animation or anything like that yet. This is third person, by the way, which is why, so I can switch to first person. And yeah, I have some comments on that. It's very, like, I wanted the full deal, where this is just the same mesh and I'm just snapping to it. So the main thing to be concerned about is walking into walls and stuff. So I put a, as you see here, I shrunk the head. There's a command called hide bone. It shrinks the bone and unhide bone. Then you use a camera with a spring arm so that when you walk into the wall, boop, it gets pushed back. Even though you can sort of feel the, I'll walk slowly. You can kind of see that hitch, it's like a bump there as it readjusts. I'm walking, you see that? So now I'm like inside. If I back up, you see that? It actually gets pushed into there. Walking along, walking along, walking along, and then there. So that's basically the best way that I found. Also, there's something called the near clip plane that you might want to mess with. Ignore this. This isn't finished. Okay, the hiding that thing in game didn't get rid of that weird blue glow. These lines here, I don't know what the fuck that is. Looks weird. I should show off my revamped. So the characters have the indirect shadow mesh now. Okay, so let's see. So, there's my bow and arrow, held by the hand. It's just snapped it to the character's hand. When I do an aiming animation, it'll just be in front of me. I'll just see it. I'll snap it towards the view. Maybe that's something I can work on sooner than later. What kind of game mode you make with your game? It's like, if you're around for the day of text-based MMOs, text-based MUDs, where, like in AOL, when AOL first came on, there was a game called Gemstone 3, and its sister game Dragon Realms, which is only available online. Other games like that, there's environments where it was an MMO, but it wasn't the whole world playing on the same fucking server. You know, it was like, you know, maybe super popular ones would have thousands, but maybe it was only a couple hundred. Maybe every day there's only a dozen or so players, and you know them by name. So that's kind of, it's sort of like a survival games, but this isn't a survival game. This is, the game mode, I guess you're saying, is a straight up immersive role-playing game. It's all about making your character like wear different stuff and have stats, and so for example, everything starts at 50. This is my my horizontal advancement system. So let's say you want to have more hit points, you actually have to subtract from other attributes to increase one. So I'm subtracting from several others to sort of even it out a bit. So you can see the idea is that this way you force people to have weaknesses or to be kind of generic. Like maybe I don't want to do any magic, so I can boost my dexterity. And these are all like various defenses, you know. So this isn't these aren't programmed to actually do anything. There's no combat yet, but I have done these so they're saved, and I can reference them for all the math, for all the stuff. So basically, that system is there. Just so yeah, you kind of get the idea of how that works and what I'm trying to do with an RPG. So I haven't made a main yet, but Mountain Rock. That might work. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh, but it's... Damn it. this isn't gonna work because the random rotations aligned to surface thing is just gonna, for now, that's not gonna work. Closed. Oh, there we go. So it says try this. Reduce this a little bit. A little bit more. There we go. Maybe I could go with a little bit better. It's 4,000 triangles though, I mean... when you zoom out, it's much lower. I guess it's only as when you get as close as you can to it. That might be okay. It just looks nice. I'd like to keep that and see how it works. Just gonna type this in so it's in the chat for other people to see. Anybody else here working in Unreal Engine? Or just fans of RPGs and medieval stuff? Like, what's your favorite, like, what do you think of Kingdom Come, Deliverance, and all that good stuff? What's your favorite game? What are you rocking right now? Okay, here we go. The Plains environment has some totally different rock meshes to use here. Oh, I gotta save this. So these are nice colors. Ooh, look at that. It's really pretty. And it's already optimized as heck. As frick. Optimized as frick. Let's take a look. This is the most straightforward. I was like, wait, what? 2048, okay. So. No, go back. Oh no, go back. Wait. Yeah, what? My search disappeared. Plains. Okay. Large Rock 03, Large Rock 02, Large Rock 01. Let's check these out. Guild Wars 2, man, I played that for years. I tried getting into the expansions, but it still just had the same kind of just too busy and the Zerg kind of thing for the PvE and then PvP. Really, just a big Zerg all the time. That kind of bothered me. Have they improved that at all? Is it like, are the people more spread out on the maps now? Like if you go adventuring about, is it more realistic in that sense? Or are people still Zerging, you know, where they just run around constantly optimizing their run by farming the same bosses together? That's the kind of thing I want to try to avoid. You know, I want to program this to make sure that it doesn't happen. These are awesome, these Plains rocks. These are large cliff edge. SM? I mean small? What's this? No, not small. Yeah, that's a level design thing. Pile. Spire. Spire LOD. Whoa, okay, that's huge. Small rock. What class do you play? I had like 4 level 80s, but I mained a Guardian, Greatsword, and Staff usually, back in the day, before the Great Bow was introduced. I tried playing the Great Bow and I was just like, I think I was just too far gone from the game at that point to be able to appreciate stuff. This is nice. That's like a green moss thing going on with this one. It's not even like actual moss. I could probably program some moss to go on top of this. This would be the perfect rock to put moss on. I really want to learn how to do that moss stuff. That's part of my material research that I'll be doing. For now, I'm just going through the rocks, not gonna get sidetracked. River rock. All of this world PvP. New expansion. Let's focus on PvE and the Ranger. Rangers are cool. I never leveled my Ranger up high enough. Do you use like bows then? Are you all at range? Like, how do you feel about the sort of mechanic of it all? Like, compare Skyrim style archery to Guild Wars 2 style archery, where it's like basically an AoE effect. There's not farming bosses a lot anymore, at least no videos coming out anymore. That's good. This is a great little river rock. I like that a lot. No poly too. 2000. It's kind of a lot for a small thing. Only 56 in size, so yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's fine. That's good. And my point of reference, by the way, is I compared the, like, some of the low, like, requirement assets, like the planes or the fire, and I could just compare them to the kite demo assets, and I was like, oh, 3,000 is a lot. Oh, 50 isn't that much. So, I figured 1,000, 1,500 or so is a good threshold.
Not your music.
I don't know, I just kind of arbitrarily picked that number. If it's above that, I'm reducing it. If it's below that, it's cool. All these say River Rock's big. It's a big collection of them, so I don't think that's not what I want. Here's SM Rock from the starter content. Should I use SM Rock? It has a nice gray texture to it. It's sort of a neutral cloud-like. Almost reminds me of foam or the creme de la creme, if you will. The creme that rises to the top. So I'm doing the best impersonation of that review guy. Hey, thanks for the subscribe. Shuaizu? Shuaizu? I tried. Bows and pets. So yeah, what do you make of the archery mechanic? Like, if there is one, even. I think I have to type this in separately. Here's a nice color. What's this from? Necro's Rockbox. Oh, see, these are the really... So let's see. Triangles, vertices. No, that should be good, but it's small. Maybe the... These are really nice quality, though. Maybe it's the texture is super duper. It has a bunch of pulls for it. 4K textures. So I can just do that for the thing. Skyrim bows are slower paced. The new expansion kind of junk is, in some cases, doing world PvP. You can farm a lot. It's 80 tokens, and they still level you up to, or any of your teams to 80. Jesus. I mean, I get that because Guild Wars 2 is all about like just join the end game if you want, you know. But it's kind of sad because their world was the best part, in my opinion. Leveling up characters and experiencing all the zones for the first time was just like so good. Once I ran out of that content, I just haven't enjoyed the expansions as much. That's right, they did a mount system. How is exploring the landscapes, like, done? Is it vast stretches of nothingness, or do they find a way to do something creative that I'm not thinking of yet? 'Cause I haven't seen it yet, I really ought to try and level up my Guild Wars 2 guys, but I don't want to buy the new expansion after I just bought the last expansion and didn't enjoy it. Seems like a waste, although it is research. I could write it off. My taxes, that. If I just hit this, will it have lichen? want to see some red lichen. Lichen? Spots of red on it, apparently. Yeah, I'm just not seeing that effect on there. It's not set up properly. Or do I have to pick a different color? Or should I just try for... So this was white. Well, it's sort of off-white. It's a mildew white. Watch out! Here comes Spider-Man. Just buying the expansion for the new zone exploring is worth a load of my opinion. Watch out! Here comes... I did it wrong. Here comes the fucking Spider-Man. That's what the guitar said. Alright, I guess I'll keep that off for now. I'll continue just doing these. And rock. I did it to the textures already, so that should count. So, I mean, triangle's 1700, that's good. Approximate size, 340. I should just work with that. I don't know why my game ran out of memory last time I tried to load these all up. We were all like, oh my god, they're too high detailed. It's the fucking Spider-Man. Watch out! Fucking Spider-Man. I'm totally missing the here comes the part. I don't know where in the rhythm it is. I'm sorry. I'm sucking my sing-along. I joke. I think this one I'll reduce. Maybe some of them were gigantic and I didn't realize. So let's see if this is using the same. No, I have to change these. Spider Pig. Spider Pig, Spider Pig. Does whatever a Spider Pig cares. There you go. Spider Pig, Spider Pig, Spider Pig. Spider Pig, Spider Pig, Spider Pig. Spider Pig does whatever a spider does. Nope, nope, missed it again. That was bad. My musical career is over. I know I can't carry a tune. I don't know about this one. This one is almost 3,000 triangles and very, very long. So I'm probably not going to use it. This is a level design rock. So I'll leave it high poly for now. Just save everything again real quick. This is a nice chill guitar jangle. For something. Be right back a second. It is a classic, that song. Why does it say 1500 here, but it was like 3000 when I opened it up? So those are the yellowish ones that I would love to use in the... See, this is a good reason I decided to go through all these first, just to get a good aesthetic look at them. This looks like a rhinoceros. N rhinoceros. Because I can? I don't know. Yeah, 4K textures. Oh, I should make all of these have a physical material too. Make sure I do that. Yikes. There we go, 2500 triangles. I want a rather small mesh. Material. Sorry, I missed that comment. It was a minute ago. A hot minute ago. Not really seeing any major like demanding landscape rock combinations except for that one. This one's taking a bit to load. There we go. Yeah, for such a square rock, it had a lot of triangles. waste because this is still really well defined. Yeah. Optimized. Ah, welcome back. So this one's like bright white if I'm reading that texture correct here. Like it looks like it. Unless it's just unrendered or something. Sparkles. Oh my god. That is so cool. Are you seeing the sparkles on this thing? That is so cool. I know where this one's going. This is going in the Greco-Roman area. Holy shit. It looks beautiful. Is 1500 just good enough? Let's check this out. If this doesn't kill that effect, hopefully. Yes. So cool. The specular highlights are bigger though. Definitely bigger. Maybe. If I keep this one. Oh, it's still the same size. Look at all these assets meshes. Marketplace on the sales. This was like $1. This collection of rocks. Okay, what else do I have left? Comet rock and that rock face. Flat top. Those are like cliffs. Sizes in the thousands. Flat boulder alone. Ooh. No, that's not gonna work. I don't think. Infinity Blade Rock Trail. Oh, doesn't have a texture. I'll just ignore it for now. I have enough other rocks. Small flat rock. Oh, that has a thing. That's pretty cool. Maybe that could go with the other flat rocks. Give like an interesting environment. That's good. 2048. Oh god, there's a whole bunch more rocks. Not done yet. There's flat rock. More screens, these things. And what are these from the kite demos? Small rocks. Very small sizes. Nope, you can still go commercial and publish with them. That's the point of the marketplace. It's all licensed into the extended user license agreement for Epic, so the same deal applies. You don't have to pay any more than the upfront cost you pay to buy it on the marketplace, and when you sell stuff on the marketplace, you agree to allow people to use it ad infinitum. You're basically you've given your rights up to Epic to allow other people with Epic's license to use it. So, but then, you know, you're selling those people the rights, if you wanted to look at it that way. But basically, yeah, commercial licenses allowed, totally. And free educational. Again, I must reiterate, these are really small little pebbles. I don't know if it's worth even messing with these. Oh my god. This whole thing's 2048 and all the small rocks are on here. Maybe it is. Maybe I can put small rocks in some of these places. Maybe